I have spent hours researching for this video, and I have the stats to prove it. We are doing completely and perfectly gender-neutral baby names that work for anyone. Before we get into things, hi, I'm Steph. I'm a professional name consultant, a content creator, an author, a mom of 3, and a lover of all things whimsical. In recent years, I have become obsessed with the term gender neutral and gender neutral baby names because I found the more we talk about names and the more things change over decades, the less names fit into a box that are either feminine or masculine. Hence the title of my first book, which is Names Don't Have a Gender, and my second one is Names Don't Have an Age. So we're taking away all the qualifiers of names, but in this video, I want to share with you guys the ones that are actually proving in numbers, in statistics, to be given to almost equal amounts boys and girls. Now, I'm gonna go through and try to do them from the farthest apart to the closest, being given to the most boys and girls, like equally. But first of all, we need to have a point of reference because unless you're into baby name statistics like I am, unless you're a name nerd, you might not understand what I'm talking about. So first, I have my cheat sheet for this one because it was just so much information to remember, okay? So first, there was about 3.6 million babies born in the year 2023 in the United States, which is what we have the most recent data for. We are going to use 2 baby names as our point of reference. Number 1 being Charlotte. Charlotte was given to 12,596 girls in the year 2023 versus it was given to 14 boys. That is a huge difference, okay? That is the type of name that is squarely in the camp of, I am more feminine based than masculine. But then again, it was still given to 14 boys, okay? And our other name for point of reference is going to be Theodore. Theodore was given to 11,041 boys in the year 2023 and only 11 girls. That is the difference. That is a squarely masculine name and only given to 11 girls. So most people are giving Theodore to boys, most people are giving Charlotte to girls. Now that we've looked at a feminine and a masculine name, I'm going to get into my honorable mentions, and these are gender neutral names that I looked up to see how closely they were given to both girls and boys, but they had quite a bit of a range, you'll see. And first I want to talk about the fact that while we see names like Logan and James being given to more girls or being put on lists for baby girls, they're not actually being given to as many as you might think. I did look them up, but it was very much still Logan and James are given to way more boys than girls. They didn't even make the honorable mentions list. I am going to read it because it's a lot to go up and down, okay? So we have Avery as my first honorable mention. Avery was given to 5,859 girls. It was given to 1,456 boys with a difference of 4,403. So it is more popular for girls still. I also want to make a quick note about why I'm telling you how many babies were named instead of its rank in the top 1,000, because that is so different. And just because they have a similar number and rank, which I did take note of as well, they might have a very different number, right? So Avery is ranking at 29 for girls and at 241 for boys. So it doesn't feel super far apart, but they're actually over 4,000 difference of babies being named Avery. Next up is Quinn. Quinn is a very gender neutral name. It was given to 2,846 girls and only 685 boys. That was surprising to me, for a difference of 2,179 babies. I have 2 more honorable mentions. We have Riley, given to 4,617 girls, and then given to 1,627 boys for a difference of 2,990. And Rowan, which was given to 1,285 girls and 4,195 boys for a difference of 2,910. So Rowan is given to more boys, Riley is being given to more girls. Very interesting. Next up, we have a list of names that did not make my top 10 and they didn't make my honorable mentions, but they're so close because they are very gender neutral. They're given to both boys and girls, and they had a range of a difference of about 1,200 to 1,800 babies, which when you think about some names being given to 12,000 babies and then like 11 babies, this is not a big range to have it be in around the 2,000 number. So let's take a look at these names. Let me know if you thought any of them would be in my top 10. We have Bailey, Blair, Elliot, Hayden, Parker, Peyton, Sage, and Sawyer. All of those were pretty gender neutral, and if you have given them to one of your babies, I would say you have a great style. They're all fabulous names. Let's get down to business. We are going to go through my top 10 perfectly, completely, amazingly, totally gender neutral baby names. All right, at number 10, we have the name Casey. Casey was given to 239 girls and 1,050 boys, and it has a difference of 811. I'm curious, stop the video, go to the comments and tell me your guess for the closest in number for my number 1 gender neutral name. I want to know how close you guys get, knowing that number 10 is at the difference of 811. Casey's cute. I think Casey's a really cute name. I feel like I've known both men and women with that name, so to me it is incredibly gender neutral. At number 9, we have the name Morgan. Morgan was given to 1,245 girls in 2023 and 527 boys for a difference of 718. The name at number 8 will come as no surprise. We have Taylor. Taylor was given to 1,185 girls and 481 boys for a difference of 704 babies. Moving on to a very popular name at the moment, we have Emerson. Emerson was given to 1,764 girls and 1,258 boys for a difference of 506 babies. I am not surprised by this one being in the top 10 whatsoever. The name at number 6 is not ranking at all in the top 1,000 for boys or girls, and it's one of my favorite quirky cool names. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, we have the name Darcy. Darcy was given to 245 girls and only 17 boys, but that still gives it a difference of 228 babies. At number 5, we have the name Corey, spelled C-O-R-Y, but the name C-O-R-E-Y was also pretty close and could have been in the top 10 as well. I just picked one. Corey was given to 13 girls and 173 boys for a difference of 160 babies. At number 4 is a name that's been around for a while. We have Jamie. Jamie was given to 358 girls and 473 boys for a difference of 115 babies. Number 3 is one of my favorites, incredibly gender neutral, and was given to a decent sample size of babies, so I feel like it's really indicative of what's actually happening in the US. We have the name Finley. Finley was given to 1,106 girls and 1,171 boys. That is a difference of only 65 babies. At number 2, we have a really uncommon bird name actually, but if you are looking for something easy to say and spell that's still super uncommon, what about Lark? Lark is at number 2. It is a very gender neutral name, but it's a very uncommon gender neutral name, so it was only given to 45 girls and 7 boys in 2023. That said, it was still used, so it's on the list, and the difference is 38 babies. We are getting close to number 1, people. I hope you made your guess for how close it will actually be. Drum roll, please. We are at number 1. The most perfectly gender neutral baby name is Blake. Blake was given to 1,346 girls and 1,366 boys for a difference of 20 babies. Who got it right? Let me know. I want to hear if you got it right. Woo! I did it! I did it! That was a lot of information and a lot of saying numbers and a lot of saying the word babies and boys and girls. But yeah, Blake, I actually know a little Blake who's a girl. We've all heard of Blake Lively. She's been in the news a lot recently, but overall, I grew up like in the 90s thinking Blake was a masculine name. So I love how close it is, and I think it's so amazing. All of these gorgeous gender neutral names should be on your list if you're thinking about a gender neutral name. There were some uncommon ones, some popular ones, and I truly love making lists like this. So if you stuck around for the whole thing, thank you so much. Like this video and follow along for more baby name themed videos. Happy naming!